Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art Uplink organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिंक संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 79. आज हम लोग 19वें सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं. And today we'll continue our उपशम प्रकरण, the chapter number 5, with a very beautiful story of someone called Surughu, who was the king of the Kirat. There was a country called Kirat, and he was the king of that. And then there was a king whose name was Parigh. Now these two friends, how they go and continue their journey to achieve the self-realization, the self-knowledge. And there is a very beautiful knowledge that is coming out of that in the form of how do one can attain very Sahaj Samadhi in a very simple form of Samadhi meditation. And there is also a concept that has been introduced here, something called as Gyan Samadhi. Jnana Samadhi means the Samadhi which is achievable via knowledge through your vivek, the power of discrimination, through your intellect and your knowledge. That Samadhi can be achieved. So very beautiful session. That knowledge is being given in this particular story of Surughu and Parigh. So let's look at it, how it will proceed. But before that, let us begin our session by chanting Om 3 times as we do every single day. So today also we are celebrating Navaratri. Today is the 9th day. Today is the day of Siddhi Datri, means that divinity, that power, that Shakti, which gives you Siddhi in the form of knowledge, Siddhi in the form of how to lead this life to its fullest possible potential. So let that Siddhi Datri showers a lot of blessings and a lot of knowledge and a lot of peace and joy and love in our everybody's life. With that blessings, let us begin with our today's session. Let us all close our eyes, aankhein band kar le, and sit comfortably. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी कर ले, spine erect, shoulders relaxed. Keep a gentle smile on your face. You have done everything that what you wanted to do throughout the day. Now it's time to relax. Let's bring back our attention to our breath. Take a breath in and let go. Take one more deep breath. And as you breathe out, drop all your past and come back to the present moment. This present moment is new. As if we are born new in this moment right now. Let us welcome this moment by chanting Om. Breathe in. Om. Let us awaken the divinity within. Guru का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम. आवाहनम. आवाहनम् पुनः पुनः let us express our gratitude towards divinity, towards the master. Guru Vandana कर ले. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the divinity, to the master, whatever the words that come out of our mouth, whatever the thoughts that hover onto our mind, whatever the actions that happens, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, whatever the impressions that are getting created in our memory, if they are, and still there is an iota of that I, me. Let thy be and all this be inspired by the master alone. Pray like this. We, the people walking on the path of freedom, liberation, experience this freedom right now, this moment, with his blessings. Let this remaining life, and if you have to come back here with a purpose, to serve the humanity, to serve this world, nature, to express our gratitude towards divinity, bhakti, and to spread this knowledge, uplift everybody to this knowledge. Let I be inspired with the master alone. Feel the presence of the divinity master within and outside. And with a gentle smile on your face, slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. So let us begin with our session. Today we'll be looking at another story of Surughu. So once upon a time, that whatever the words that comes out of mouth, it always has two meaning, inherent meaning of that. The first one, whatever we say, there is a literal meaning associated with it. And there is also a guhyar, that is this vacharth, means whatever you speak, the shabd, that whatever we speak. Now that is the vacha, that is the literal meaning of associated with it. And then there is another thing is called as laksharth, means it is intended for something. It is also known as shabdarth, means the literal meaning, and also the guhyar, the deep meaning associated with it. So here now Vashishtha Muni is addressing Rama. Hey Rama, that till now whatever I have told you, the story of Uddalaka and everything else, the whole purpose of using those words is to make one realize that you are that self, you are that Brahman, you are that Shiva, you are that consciousness, the immortal Atma, the immortal consciousness, the one which is also, you are also the same. Yourself is also that self, what you are referring to as that Paramatma, that Chaitanya, awareness, consciousness. There are different names that we call that. So whole purpose of telling you all these things is ultimately this. So focus on, don't focus the literal meanings of the things, focus on the real, the crust of it, the gist of it. And that is what this is, that even though these words which might appear to create the discrimination, the Ved, good, bad, this, that, all these things, whatever we have seen, the opposites. No, the whole purpose is to make us aware that it's all one. No, it's all one, omnipresence, omnipotent awareness, Chaitanya. That is what the real crust behind this. No? Now to explain this further, let me tell you how this Surughi, this king called Surughi, how he attains the Atmagyan, the self-realization, on the basis of that Viveka, that Pragya, that power of discrimination that arises within our intellect using that Buddhi, and the swim of that is the Viveka. So using that Viveka, how he attains the self-realization, this is a story of that. So here Vaashishtha Muni is addressing that whatever is I have told you just now, till now, it was purely intended for you to realize that your own true nature. So like this, once upon a time, there was this king called Surughu. So on the north of, he is referring to India, so he says north of this place, there is something called as mountain called as Himalaya, and in that Himalaya there is this another topmost shikar that is called as Kailasha. So at the bottom of that Kailasha there was this kingdom called Kirata, and in that Kirat kingdom there was this king called Surughu. Now this Surughu was very good. He was doing all the things very disciplined. He has established very good law and order, and he was performing all his duties as it's supposed to be. So because of that, the initial days of his life passes in a very good manner, and it all continues. What happens over a period of time, because of this very strict discipline, all the people in his kingdom, they start now complaining and they have fatigue about it, and they are frustrated about all these very strict rules and regulations. They seems to lose their freedom. So that is exactly what happens to them, and now these things is now being realized even by the king also. Now he is also at every point, whenever he sit and think, and whenever he go and do the justice in the court, every time that dvandva, that the duality inside about the decisions, the duality about whatever he is doing, is it correct, non-correct, is he causing that pain to his people in the kingdom, all that duality, that dvandva, that state of his thing was completely fluctuating. So that mind was completely fluctuating between this good and bad, the pap and punya, and all these things. He has never used to feel that peace of his mind. He has lost the peace of mind. Because of that, he was feeling the selfless nights and sleepless nights, and then he was completely feeling devastated. Now, to do this one fine day in his kingdom, there is this rishi called Mandavya. So this Mandavya Rishi comes to his palace, so he offers all his prayers and honor and respect, and he makes him sit, and then he says that you are Atmagyani, you are self-realized enlightened soul. Kindly please understand my situation and what I am going through. He explains him all the situation, and all the point of time I never feel that peace in my mind. And hey Mandavya Rishi, kindly please guide me. How do I come out of this particular situation? So that is where the Mandavya Rishi continues to tell him all the things, that how he can attain the self-realization. Something which we have seen in multiple chapters, in multiple stories. A similar kind of knowledge is being given even to this Surughu. So that is Mandavya Rishi tells him that, look, if you feel that something you are not doing is good and all this thing, if you have to drop all that and completely establish yourself into peace, this is the way to do it. This is how you can do it. So that you start thinking about this self-inquiry, that who you are, what is the purpose of your life. You feel you have done something to somebody, who they are. What is this Srishti is all about? What is this universe is all about? How this world is actually created? What do you think? What is created? Is it real or unreal? What are you discriminate between this good and bad? Is it really good and bad? You think about Papa and Punya, the good deeds and the bad deeds. Is it really like that? No. Now you start contemplating about all these things. No? Then you also contemplate about that whatever the pleasures that you derive out of your five senses, are they the real pleasures? Are they the pleasures which continues eternally, or they just seems to give you very temporary pleasure and then they are not there? What are the actions that you do out of this karmendriya, means the panchendriya and karmendriya, the actions that you do you think that those actions, associated actions and the impacts it creating around, no, does that have associated meaning, and do you think that is real in nature? You think about all this aspect. Then by thinking all these aspects, once you have attained that who you are, no, start negating, follow that process of negate this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, and then you reach to a state where you are now able to understand who you are. No? Like this, once you have reached that state where there is no mind, once you have reached that state where you have self-realized, once you have self-aware, self-realized, the knowledge about the self, Atmagyan, is done in you, then after that, whatever the work that you do and the impact it's create, that what the actions that you do and then what are the action that happens around you, the people, situation and object, they seems to not create any impact on you, and you will be able to remain in calm state of mind. No, so that is what you do. You will be able to lead your life like a free person. Jivan Mukti means like a free, liberated soul. You will be able to lead your life like that. No, so you will be, once you have dropped this impure mind, no, impurity of your thoughts related to the things about the sthiti, that situation, whatever is there which is causing you trouble, then you will be able to attain that. You will just not worry about it. It will not just bother you, and then you will remain like, no, that stable mountain, like you'll remain like that stable mountain in the ocean. No, irrespective of it's there. No, today when Gurudev also was conducting a meditation, he said that you are just like that mountain. You're standing there, and all around you there is a river of this, all the events that are happening, and they are not bothering you. You just remain there like a steer mountain, stable mountain, and everything is coming and then that going around you, and you just flow. That flow is going on, but you are still that stable. A similar kind of situation is being told by Mandavya Rishi to him. No? So it will remain like that, and even though all this continuously say, so if there is this a small insect, no, it can drown even in the foot of cow. If it just create a small little bit of thing here, it can drown in it. But can the elephant drown in it? No, elephant cannot drown in that small little bit of thing. No, so like that you will remain stable, and you will not drown in it. In all this samsara and it's all this dukkha, the sorrow, you will not drown in that. Now he again continues to advise you that don't be dependent on the scenery here and the actions and the situations that gets created by the words, by the actions, and your and others' actions also. And there are changes in the nature and all these things. So whatever is this drishya, means that whatever is this scenery is happening outside, you don't depend upon that. You just retrieve your mind from all the vishayas, means the outward journeys, the tendencies of your five senses which tends to go out. Now you retrieve all that, and then you bring it back to yourself. Then you continue with this purification process. Now this may or may not happen in one go. No? You have to continuously contemplate like this, make yourself aware about your true nature, and then you continue to purify. No, this purification process, let it continue and let it purify. Just like that pure gold is there. No, once you go into mines and then you extract that gold, it is not in the pure form, and then you process it once, process it twice, process it thrice, until you get a pure gold out, 24 karat pure gold out. Till that point of time, you continue to contemplate like this, and you continue to purify yourself, remove all that distractions, all that ignorance, whatever is there. And then once you are there, then you will be getting that Brahma, means you will attain the self-realization. No? That is very, very clear. So you drop all these subjects and objects and all these other things and attain completely that buddhi, attain that viveka, that pragya, that is supreme state of your knowledge. Once you attain that, then automatically all these other avasthas, no, that will be dropped, and you will remain in that atma, you'll remain in that self, just like the all the enlightened soul. Remember, this is the siddhant. You have to follow this siddhant. Then again, also in your vyavhara, also you thinks, in your day-to-day routine business, also you thinks there are the way if we have to attain something, what we do, the opposite of that, we just drop it. No, so once you want to say that, okay, I am that Atma, I am that Chaitanya, Shiva, Brahma, what are the things which appears to be opposite of that, you just say that doesn't exist. No, for example, you see that all these things that appears to you, all objects that appears to you, no, all these peoples that appears to you, if they appear to be in opposite nature of what that Brahman is, you just drop it. No, just sacrifice that. You just leave it behind, so that you can attain that Atmalabha, so that you can self-realize. Now, these are some of the techniques. Now, Mandava Rishi is telling him that this is how you can do it. Then, just like the one who doesn't go and entangle into all these things, get attracted towards this Vishaya, the five senses, and then he just consider this like just a game, that this game is going on and you're just playing a role, your own role. Then you will not get entangled into it. You will be able to see that thing as a ultimate observer. No? So in this drishya also, this scenery also, you take a position of understanding that drashta, drishya and darshan, that scenery, the one who is experiencer, and the process of experience, looking at that triputty, you assume that position of the ultimate observer, and then you go through it. Then automatically you start looking at from the level of your Chaitanya, from the Atma Darshana, means at the level of yourself, you'll be able to see this world like that. No? Then you will be able to realize that you are peace, you are love, you are that infinite source of joy and energy, which you continues to seek it from outside. Once you realize this, that you are this, then rest of the things will automatically drop. So in summary, he says that, hey, Surughu, all these things, whatever goes on into your thing, that this cause and effect, because of that, this, whatever the other things which appears to you as real, in reality is just an illusion. No? That is what is the knowledge which you have been looking at it from so many days, that they are just illusion, they are not real in nature, but they are just imaginated, just with the kalpana, they are just imaginated in the chitta, and because of that only you just drop all these things and make your buddhi, make your mind very pure. You just drop your mind and make your buddhi, intellect very pure about it. Then it will establish into the Brahma Sarupa, in the Shiva Sarupa. So now this is where Vaashishtha Muni comes into picture. He says that Rama, now like this, the Mandava Rishi has advised these Surughu, and then he leaves for his Muni Mandala. He leaves for his abode, wherever he wants to go, he goes there. Now this journey now continues of whom? Now the journey continues of the Surughu. Now Surughu starts contemplating on his own, no? That he really goes through whatever the advice that has been received from Mandava Rishi. He himself is now contemplating on himself, that really, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? If I consider this outer world that appears to me, this earth that appears to me, I am not this. No? Then I do not have any control on this earth. Then whatever I have been thinking, like this is my kingdom. Oh, look at this kingdom. This kingdom is also what is that there is no existence of this in this entire universe. It is such a small thing. I used to take pride in this, owning this. That itself is also not real. I do not have any association with this kingdom also. About the people who are there in the kingdom, whether they exist or don't exist, how does that matter to me? I can still continue to perform my all the things as the way it should be. Again, if I say all the pleasure that I derive out of this kingdom, that also I don't feel. No, so he is now focusing from the external thing. First, he's dropping all the external objects, people, situations, and now slowly is moving from there, now slowly to his body. Now he says, okay, something which is near to me is this body. What is this about this body and all these five senses and all that? I don't feel that I am this. No? I feel I am something different. If I go beyond that also, and look at my mind and ahankara, buddhi, all the 7 levels of our existence, the 6 levels, he feels that even I don't feel that I am not this. No, so he is contemplating, is making him aware, slowly and gradually moving from outward, bahirmukh man to inner antarmukhi man, and then from there also he is trying to go towards his own self. So he says, I am that now self, that atma, which is different than all these things. And then like this, he continues to contemplate on this, and he is able to drop all these things. And then once he realized that about his own things by this process of continuous process and practice of this, he expresses very wow. That wow factor comes into picture, that wonder comes into picture. How so true is that whatever the pleasure that I have been seeking from outside, from Anadikal, means from such a long time, I was not able to get this peace. I was wanting to get this peace. I was struggling to get this peace. And look at this situation now. As I started practicing this knowledge, as I started practicing this with the viveka, with the pragya, with the intelligence, with the buddhi, and then look at me, I'm able to derive that knowledge just like that. It is seeking to me. It's that peace, that joy, that love which I was seeking outside. I can see that I am the source of that. It is there inside me, and I can easily get and be in that state throughout. So that is what he expresses here, that then whatever this chitta, that mind was playing all the games with me, it was not allowing me to experience this peace. Now that peace is also there within, I'm able to experience that peace also. Now he says that now that things are removed, that duality, that dvandva that was happening, that fight that was happening between the bhava and abhav, then your all the other things, that's whatever their expression or non-expression, then your cause and effect, then your creation and destruction, all these things, wide of all these things, that thing, that chaitanya, that sthiti is what I am experiencing now. So now, because of these things, now Surughu experience something called as Gyan Samadhi. So he says, because of this, now this Dehatma Buddhi means now his Viveka, his intellect, now he has reached to the state of this Pragya. Now he says that, why you, I was all the time saying that I am the Shasan Karta, means I am the ruler of this, all these things. It gets rough. So when I am not the ruler, there are no people also on whom I am ruling. So that also this, I'm just that ultimate observer, that Sakshi Bhav Atma. And then other than that, if that this thing is there, that Atma itself is omnipresent, omnipotent. So in the people also the same self is there. Then also the one who I feel I'm the ruler, it is there also the same thing. Then one thing which I'm discriminating between the Papa and Punya, the good deed and bad things, that also doesn't remain there. Because of all these things, whatever the sorrow and all these things was causing, that itself is now there. I was thinking all these other states, the Jagrut Avastha, Sushati Avastha. Now, beyond all these avasthas, beyond all these situations, beyond all this state of mind, I am now establishing something called as Turiya Avastha, something in that state where there is no illusion, there is no duality, there is no expression of, there is no illusion, nothing is left now. And then as if I have just come out of this entire vyavahara of that, I can easily come out of that and just remain as a ultimate observer. This is what happens to him. And then finally he expresses in such a manner that all this thing which is completely out of these five senses and its tendencies, nirvikara, there is no akar, there is no form of that anand, that bliss which I'm experiencing right now. It is because of the Atma, self-realization. I'm experiencing it, and I salute to that thing which I myself is. No, he salute to himself. No, that kind of udgara, that kind of expression comes out of his mouth. No? So this is where Vashishtha Muni addresses Rama like this. The people like Vishwamitra who achieved this, many people who achieved it using all the tapa, no, the tapastenes, that austerity, because of that they achieved this state. Now here Surughu achieved the same state, that same Brahmapat, same Atma Gyan, using the Viveka, the contemplative power of discrimination, using the Pragya, that is the highest form of that Viveka, is that he has attained this state. And after that, once he has attained all the other days, just like the sun thinks that the day has come, the night has come. For it, just the days comes and passes by. It just creates and he just keeps doing his duty without thinking that he is doing it. There is no sense of worship that I am creating the day and night. And anyway, nothing sort of that exists. So that similar to that fact, now he is spending all his time, he is doing all his activities, but there is no iota of now the doership, non-doership. Earlier, when he was doing any justice, he used to feel bad about it. No, but now he is not being compassionate about it, not feeling of any compassion. Neither if he has made any justice which is very unflavor situation, neither there is a feeling of bad or anything. It is no, that one with that duality in the bhed during this, it's now dissipated. He's saying it is just that, okay, I'm doing my thing, I'm supposed to do, like I did it. No, there is no feeling of good and bad about it. There is no feeling of any difference between the other actors. So like this, he is actually start leading his life like a free. No, he becomes Jivan Mukti, means he has attained enlightenment, he has attained freedom, liberation is already achieved, and now he is now continues life. So now Vashishtha Muni continues to tell Rama that look, because of this situation, what happens, let me tell you one more thing which has happened in this Surughu's life when he has attained this, and how one can go ahead and achieve the Sahaj Samadhi, which is very simple, the meditation which is very simple in nature, and how that one can achieve that. Let me tell you, once upon a time, there was this, his friend, called Parigh. And then this Parigh also was a king, and this Parigh goes through some situation in his life, and he happens to leave his kingdom, and he becomes he also using the tapashcharya, using all the tenets, and he used to live on the leaves, all the leaves that used to fall from the trees. He used to eat that, and he used to survive on that. Because of that, all the tapasvis, the other people, used to call him by the name of Paranad. So that Paranad, there is a dialogue that happens between the Paranad and this Surughu. And let me tell you that dialogue so that you will be able to experience the Samadhi and meditation here. So we'll continue to see that story and understand what happens in their dialogue and how they kind of discriminate between the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and the knowledge, that is the Gyan Samadhi that will flow in. Now, before that, let's take a pause here and understand what are these things we are talking about, what is the Yog Vaashishtha perspective here, and which are the other things that we have seen as in the form of Samadhi. So we, many of us have already experienced Art of Living course, and there is also a course called Sahaj Samadhi course in Art of Living, in which you will be able to get your own specialized, your own mantra, and using the mantra, just by reciting that mantra in your mind itself, you will be able to go deeper into Samadhi. So that is also another way of being very simple, very sahaj, effortless Samadhi that can happen in one's life. So if you have not yet experienced Sahaj Samadhi, it will be a request, it will be a recommendation to go ahead and experience that Sahaj Samadhi course. Do the course. It's a wonderful course to do. So that is one way of doing your Sahaj Samadhi. Now let us look at other ways of doing the Samadhi, the meditation. So in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, And in Ashtavakra Gita also there is a reference of these different types of samadhis. So one full chapter, one Gurudev has done a commentary on that, where he explains all the different types of samadhis. No? So there is a Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then there is a Prakriti Laya Samadhi. Prakriti Laya Samadhi means that you just look at the time of sunset or sunrise. You just look at the sun and then you dissolve yourself in the nature. Or you're just sitting beside the river or the ocean, you're just looking at the waves and in the river, and through that flow, you just happen to dissolve yourself into that. That is called as Prakriti. Prakriti is the nature, and you're automatically dissolving yourself into that. That is called as Prakriti Laya Samadhi. Savikalpa Samadhi means now you are thinking that yesterday or day before yesterday, we have done one meditation and we stopped ourselves at the level of thought. Now, Uddalaka's thought, we have addressed it to ourselves. No, how was that? That was Vichara. No, Vichara Anugama Samadhi means there was thoughts. We were involved, and using that thought itself, we have experienced the meditation. So, Vichara Anugama Samadhi. No, so then there is Savikalpa means now I am doing Samadhi with some intention that Saraswati and Leela Devi, what that Leelavati has done, that meditation, that was with Savikalpa. She wanted to get out of her body with the Sukshmati Vaikshari and look at what is happening with her husband. No, Savikalpa Samadhi. Then there is also another type of Samadhi called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Means now you are going and doing a Samadhi, you are sitting and doing the Samadhi, and there is no intention involved. There is nothing that you wanted to achieve. You just want to dissolve everything, no thoughts, nothing, no mind. All that Panchakosha meditation, you want to just go and experience that blissful state of your Anandamaya Kosha, completely dissolved. So that is called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So we have seen all these types of samadhis which are explained in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and there are many meditations depending on your chakra meditation, depending on the various aspects of life. The Gurudev has conducted in this lockdown more than 300 meditations which are there live on YouTube also. And in advanced courses also we go through multiple other types of meditation, hollow and empty meditation, then Anga Puja meditation, various meditations we experience. Please go and do the advanced meditation program also. That will take you deeper into all these different types of meditation. We have heard about all these things. Now there is another thing that is coming up here is something called as Jnana Samadhi. The Samadhi of the knowledge. That is the term which is used here in Yog Vaashishtha, and we will now look at it. What is knowledge? What is the Samadhi of the knowledge? So let us continue with our story, and then we'll unfold the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and the Samadhi of the knowledge, the Jnana Samadhi, and then we'll have a more brainstorm session and discussion on that, so that more petals, the knowledge can come out of that mantra, that brainstorm session. So now let us continue this, that now Vaashishtha is telling that this in this Parasik, there was this country called Parasik. That country had a king called Parikh, and this Parikh also was very good. He was doing all his things, but once upon a time there was this drought that is that has come, and because of that he was not able to fulfill the duties that he was supposed to do. And because of this situation, as they are not able to address, one fine day he just leave the kingdom, and then he goes into the forest, and then he enters into one cave, and he starts doing his tapascharya, start doing all the practices, all the yoga, pranayama, meditation, everything. He starts doing that, using that tennis, and one fine day he also becomes the Gyani. And he used to live on by eating all the leaves which used to fall from the tree. So everybody used to, he was well known as something called as Paranad. Paranad means the one who is eating the leaves. Pan khanara means the one who is eating the panne jo khata hai usko Paranad. So isliye, so as he was eating all these leaves, he used to be called as Paranad. Now he also attains the Atmagyan. He also becomes the self-realization. So one fine day when he starts now going here and there, he goes with, stays sometimes with the gods, stays sometimes with all the enlightened masters, and one fine day like this, somehow he reaches to this Surughu's prasada, means he goes there in his palace and he stays. Now looking at his very old, near and dear friend arriving at home, Surughu becomes very, he offers all the prayers, because he is also now a self-realized soul. He offers all the prayers to him, and he makes him sit with full honor and respect. And now they sit and they start initiate a dialogue. So now this Parikh now says that you are performing all your duties, you are looking very fine. But all these things are happening now. So something which is very, very important in our life, are you following that or not? It's like a friend who asks, no, once we meet our friend, we ask all such things, no? So then he starts that, as you have also experienced that Atmagyan, that self-realized knowledge, are you dropping all your sense objects? Are you sitting and doing your meditation? He's talking about that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because he's now saying, are you doing that or not? That practice, हम लोग जिस तरह से पूछते हैं ना, the way we go and ask our friend, no, are you doing your sadhana? Are you doing this regularly? Are you doing kriya or not? We do ask all this, no, just to encourage them. So similarly, he is also now asking that question to him, that are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you in a continuously practicing your Nirvikalpa Samadhi or not? Because that is very, very important for you to do like this, no? Because unless until you do that, how will you be able to continue to remain in that, no? So this is how he said, are you dropping this body and it's all are you falling sick, or you are this sickness state, that adi vadi means you are away from that, you are able to maintain your body in a good shape, in a good state. Are you doing that? Are you able to follow this karma, whatever is being there, which is mean for you, you are able to do that or not? No? Then are you in a state where you say that you are in that Ramani, means you are in such a bliss, despite of that all the other things which appears to bring from these five senses, that temporary pleasures, no, it seems to be giving you pleasure, but ultimately it doesn't give you. So have your mind become free from that? Yes or no? No, because he says that Mitra, the friend, oh my friend, in this Jagat, in this Sansara, this universe, whatever this illusion that has been created by this Maya, all these things, actions that you do, we can get erased over it using the Samadhi, using the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, using the meditation. That is what is being said here. So we have to really to make our mind calm, we really to do. So are you doing it that or not? He is now cross questioning, something which can elevate, remove all your ignorance, something which can relieve all your sorrow. Are you really practicing that or not? No, that is something which is very important. Tum practice kar rahe ho, no? Are you practicing that or not? Like this question, who is asking? The Pari, the Paranath, is asking now to Surughu. Now here Surughu starts speaking now. Now he says that and now he is also addressing with very full honor and respect. No? Even though he's a friend, he says Mahatman. No? He says Mahatman, the one is realized soul. He says that now see, let me ask you a couple of things here. He continues. No? So the one who is self-realized, the one who has understood the self-knowledge, it is being referred as Tattvaveta. Now, even if he appears to go and perform all his routine activities, he is doing all his routine activity. He is not sitting at one place, and he is involved in all the activities. Can we really say that he's not in a meditative state of his mind? He's putting the question mark. He's not giving any remark. Yes, can we say that he is not in a state of meditative mind? Then other than that, if we say that, okay, there is this Prabhuddhani, means the one who is the enlightened master, the enlightened soul, and the one who has really understood the self, that self-realized, aware, self-aware, even if they go and appear and performing all their duties in their life, they can be in the state of completely meditative state. And then just like the one who is sitting and doing in Padmasana and doing the meditation, the way we use sit and do, no, can we say that these two people are having two different experiences? Can we say that that their Anushana, whatever they are doing, they are experiencing something else? Then other than that, he also asked one more question, that in contrary to this, can you say that the one who is really sitting in this Padmasana and sitting in that posture of a meditation and sitting for that, let's say for half an hour, hours off, or just sitting like that, and if their chitta, means if their mind is not settled down, and if it is continuously hovering and all that, can we really say that they have attained the Samadhi? They might appear to you, they have closed their eyes, they might appear to you as they are doing the Samadhi, but have they really attained that state? Then what is the use of that if they are not able to attain anything in that Samadhi also? No, no, he is putting that. Can we say that they are the one who is attained the Samadhi? So he is cross questioning like this. So now here he says that this Bhagwan, now he is addressing in the other person also as a Bhagwan, no? Not like fighting and difference of opinion. No, no. With full honor and respect. Look at that love. Look at that gratitude. And he's addressing them Bhagwan. He says, Bhagwan, this that hopes are there, that asharupi, no, that outward tendencies of your vrittis, no, they just disappear, no, they just burn like grass. No, the grass is a dry grass. How the grass burns completely when there is a fire. He says that in the Atma Jnana, when the self knowledge, in that self knowledge, these tendencies of your vishayas, means the five senses, are burnt like a dry grass. No, they just don't tend to exist over there. So like this, if the people are there and if they just even talking or walking or doing their daily activities, and even though they are not sitting quite at one place, they're completely into action, no, still then can we say that still they are completely in a samadhi state? And now he continues that the people have really misunderstood this word called samadhi. No, so he says there are three things here, that is sama, a, and the one who is established in equanimous state. No, sama means equanimous. No, so there is non-duality. There is a complete Advaita, the one who is completely established in that Advaita, the one who is completely established in that Atma, the one who is completely free from any Dvaita. No, in complete that Sthita Prajna, no, completely established, balanced thing. That being, no, all the self, the one who are all the knowledgeable, all the rishis, is munimis, all the knowledgeable, no, the one who have understood this, they call this state as samadhi. Not just sitting and doing meditation is not just that, they call this samadhi. And when can this samadhi happen? Once we have gone and once you have realized that, can this state will be broken? This state doesn't broken, it remains 24/7. No, you are in the same equanimous state of 24/7, and this is the one who experience this. This is what is called as real samadhi. The jnani, the knowledgeable ones, call this as a samadhi. And the one who has experienced this samadhi, does it break? He says that is akhanda. It is continuous in nature. By doing any activity, even if you are sitting for a meditation, you are appearing like you are doing meditating, still it is the same. Even if we are involved into action, as there is that complete duality, that doership, non-doership, the discrimination, good and bad, doing, non-doing, rejection, acceptance, all these things are not there. They are completely dissolved. And in such a state, there is no iota of doership. There is nirahankar, means there is no iota of ahankara. There is no iota of ego is left in such a state of your being, and you are performing the actions. Is it not like attaining that again he is referring to a Meru Parvat. Meru mountain is that mountain which is completely established, like sthir. No, in that river or in that ocean, just established like sthir. No, so that is the state that is if one achieved and he remains in that state. Now he said, my dear friend, is it not that is called as samadhi? Do we have to do and do this nirvikalpa samadhi? We have to do all these things. No, that is this Gyan Samadhi. This is samadhi of knowledge. Once have attained in their life, they never get out of it. That continuously they will remain like that. No, that is how that dialogue goes on. And now finally the Parnath or that Parigh, he now also expresses and he becomes very happy about it. Just by asking this question, he just wanted to test. He is also Atma Gyani. He just wanted to test that person, Surughu, have you really attained that real thing? Or is it just dependent upon all these other techniques only? And he becomes very happy. He also expresses joy and happiness that he feels, and then that is how they remain in that conversation and they happily proceed. So that is where the story ends. Now, having said this, before I would like to hand over these sessions to all of you, there is a word of caution. In a no way we are rejecting the importance of Nirvikalpa Samadhi or the meditation or the Kriya or the Sadhana or the practices that we are doing. No, we are saying that we are work in progress model until and unless you become self-realized, you become that Atma Gyani. Till that point of time, please continue to do all your practices the way it is being told by the master to us. So with that note, I'd like to hand over this session. Continue to practice. Once you are self-realizing, then your words will be samadhi. In your words, because of your word, people will get into silence. Because of your presence, the people will experience samadhi. How can you will not be in a state of samadhi? Till then, continue to practice. With that note, I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you would like to express yourself, please continue to that. If you would like to contribute something to this, you are welcome to do that also. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev Shaji.
Good. Hello. Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. It just makes everything, it just puts a lot of clarity to things. I don't know how you do it, but you just, I'm very grateful. You know, like so many of us, I mean, I'm like a perfect example of a work in progress. I'm just plugging along, slowly doing practice. And, you know, I'm working on a path like we all are. I was thinking about the king at the beginning. He was like so many of us were small-minded and thinking only in a small-minded way. And he probably could have gone on like that for a long time. You know, he was ruling fine. His people, well, they were grumbling a little bit, but I suppose he could have gone on for years, but he said he had some compassion for them, which is a good thing. But if you overreact with it and you start to fret, like I do sometimes, you know, am I doing enough? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? What about this person, that person? So then he started to think about things. And because he started to self-inquire, then he got more knowledge, and he was able to, with the help of and the guidance of someone else, he was able to become more open-minded and liberated. And that was a good thing. And I just admire that. If you're willing to open your mind to new possibilities and expand, then you're going to eventually be I don't want to say a better person, but a freer person. The people around you will benefit, you will benefit. And so I guess it's a really good thing. And I loved it. I love the story. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ushaji, for that short and sweet, but yet a very profound expression of yourself and contribution. And we all are in the same boat. We all are sailing in the same boat. We all are work in progress model. And it's beautiful journey when the people around like you, Sangeeta ji, Veena ji, all these people comes together and we continue this things like this. That is what is our work in progress, and let's continue with that. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev. और किसी को अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है, if you like to express yourself, kindly unmute and you will be able to express yourself. Jai Gurudev Binaji. Yeah, please go ahead.
So beautiful today. It was just about the different kinds of samadhis and all. And I was correlating with the Shiv Sutra. You know, if you would have heard that there are different types of samadhis. You know, it's what the question has been asked over here, that whether with the open eyes, or with the doing the daily chore work. Are you? Can you say that self-realized person will be in a samadhi? Yeah, of course. That is there. That and we can also feel, you know, sometimes when we are engrossed in a particular thing, you know, with the open eyes. You know, suppose you are making prashadam. You know, that time, you know, what type of feeling, you know, you're completely engrossed in it. So that is also kind of samadhi. Or you are seeing the waterfall or the nature. You'll see, if you'll stand nearby the sea, you know how meditative it is, you know, with the open eyes. So these are all the experiences which I myself day-to-day life I get. And definitely, if when you are becoming aware of what exactly is happening, though samadhi happens just like that, you know. So I'm not saying that I'm an enlightened one. I'm not saying that. It's a long way to go. But yeah, with the humble gesture, I can say, yeah, many times we all of us experience this kind of samadhis. But it remains for a short period of time. What we have to do, we have to expand that smart. So then only we can say, yeah, we are successful. And the journey is going on, no doubt. And the second thing which I would like to share with you, that once I attended in Kolkata, I was in Kolkata. So that time, from on behalf of the ashram only, someone has conducted a workshop in which it was a 3 days workshop, full day workshop. And they still, I'm not able to forget that those moments, the 3 days which I spent over there. They just gave us the practice of being in a present moment. That's all. That's all. Honestly, if suppose we are drinking only. Suppose we are watching only. Not that much of awareness for little things. Even while I'm breathing, while I'm speaking, each and every word, if I'm becoming aware, honestly speaking, the different kind of aura you can create around you. And that experience I got during that period of time. And I'm so blissful that I could attend that workshop. So that's an amazing experience, and it is near to the samadhi. It's a kind of samadhi. So it is just an awesome experience. And today, if it is out of the way, I would like to go, if you allow me to. Now, because today we all the teachers met Gurudev, and some of the G's points, you know, I would like to share, if you allow me. Shall I?
Yes, please, Binaji, please go ahead.
Yeah. Today, Gurudev was in a very relaxed mood, okay? As usual, you know, with the teachers, he is very comfortable, very cordial, and very friendly. So he was telling me, "मैं तो ऐसी बात करने आया, बस खबर लेने आया." But such an intense knowledge he has given. So I would love to share with you. He told that, you know, Vishnu, he has got tired and he's sleeping, and he has gone into the deep sleep. And he has told, ठीक है, काम तो चल रहा है. अगर ज़्यादा कुछ गड़बड़ होगा, तो Shiva is taking care ultimately. Otherwise, the Brahma is doing his own work. Are you getting his point of view? So he wants to convey the message. The people still are not able to understand that how much harm they are giving to the whole consciousness, you know. So even the it's like a higher level of energies also not so satisfied the way we are working, the way we are moving ahead. And we should be really thankful to God, Gurudev, that such a divine souls he has collected all together, and we are moving and we are trying to make a shift in this whole consciousness, because we are made up of energies, no? So the positive energies are just trying to just settle down the things wherever the mishap is happening. This is the one thing which I would like to share. Second thing which he has told, that there are two things, that is vritti and nivritti. You know, while doing the meditation, the sadhak especially, you should do the vrittis, your actions also. Point out the mistakes wherever it is wrong is happening. If you'll keep quiet, if you'll keep mum, definitely you are equally responsible for it. So you should rectify the things. You should indulge in that actions. And when you come out from that one, the sadhak immediately can switch over to the nivritti. It's like when you are sitting in a meditation, just leave everything, because some higher power, some energy, some divine power, that is called the Ma Shakti, she's taking care of the children. No need to get worried, no need to get tensed. Oh my God, kya hoga, world ko kya hoga? Relax, chill out. So that is a message he has conveyed today very nicely in a very fun way method. It's like and so many things he has told. So these two things I just wanted to share. Thank you so much for giving such an depth, deep knowledge, which really I again and again. One more thing he was telling, you keep on brushing on the knowledge. Don't think once or twice you will listen and it will go into it. Never ever. Keep on listening. Wherever the opportunity comes, you just listen to the knowledge, so that it remains the permanent impressions on your consciousness. Then you will not know. That is another way of keeping yourself balanced. So that is the things. Jai Gurudev. God bless you.
Thank you, Beena ji. Very helpful. Very helpful. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Beena ji. Anyway, you are a teacher, Guru Swarupi ho hamare liye aap. Thank you so much for sharing that Gurudev's message, Gurudev's teachings. No, any point of time, 24/7, whenever there is Guru's stories, Guru's words are there, we are all feel blissful listening to that. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful insights. It's amazing to remain in that state. One has to get into the Gyan Samadhi. That was the Yog Vaashishtha's main central theme today, is get into the Gyan Samadhi. Gyan ki Samadhi lag gayi na. Once you are into that knowledge and once you are into that awareness, that self-aware, that state, then it doesn't matter whether you sit at one place or you are in action or you are sleeping or you are dreaming, whatever, it is not going to matter. But till then, do practice. Very wonderful thing. And every single day, Gurudev said, that divinity is sleeping within, that Vishnu is sleeping. Every single day, come on, wake up the divine. Avahanam, Avanam. Every day, we pray like that. With very humble, it's not we are ordering. We're in the divinity which is sleeping. Every single day, we wake up that divinity to Avan. Let that master, let that divinity impermeate, no? And then with the feeling of the master, every word that comes out of this session, irrespective of from which mouth it is coming, they are coming from the source alone. Guru के ही यह शब्द है, गुरु का ही यह ज्ञान है, और गुरु तो अक्सर कहते भी है, he always says that शब्दों में knowledge नहीं है, it's in between words, no? That. So वो समझ में आ गई बात. Once we get that, it's amazing. No? So let's go through it. No? As Gurudev has given us this blessing that continuously remain, discuss this. Go to this Vachanam, Shravana, Manana, Chetana, Nididhyas. Go to these practices. No? That reading, then listening, the knowledge, then charcha, brainstorm session,
Contemplations.
contemplation, the way we are doing right now. No? Manana, chintana, manthana, no? Doing that, which we do it in group, which we are doing here also. We're doing all that, and then nididhyasa, practice it again and again and again. Day-to-day routine life also practice it. Then let it firmly establish over a period of time. Very beautiful, very fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Kusum ताई कुछ कहना चाहती. Kusum ताई, please go ahead.
हाँ, ये बीना जी ने अभी जो बताया तो इट इज वेरी गुड. तो उसमें मैं ऐड करना चाहती हूँ जस्ट एक चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवद दृढ़म तस्याहम निग्रहम मन्ये वायोरीव सुदुष्करम. तो मन तो चंचल है बट अभ्यास करना होगा. अभ्यास है न तो कौन्तेय और वैराग्य न तो गुह्यते. तो इट इज वेरी गुड. आज के इसमें बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स थे कि यो माम पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वम च मयि पश्यति. तो मतलब किसी भी साधन से हमारे अंतःकरण में समता आनी चाहिए. उसके सिवा फिर हम निर्विकार नहीं हो सकते. दैट इज वन पॉइंट मेरा. और फिर एक है आपने को जो सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन का जो बताया, तो दैट इज सब कुछ भगवान का ही है. ऐसा जो है हम स्वीकार करते हैं तो देन ये सर्वश्रेष्ठ साधन है. बिकॉज आवर इग्नोरेंस इज द बिगेस्ट जेल. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द साधन. एंड वन मोर थिंग, आज का बहुत सो मेनी पॉइंट्स है. मैं थोड़ा सा जस्ट इलाबोरेट कर. संसार में एक परमात्मा तत्व ही ऐसा है कि जो जानने योग्य है. ये हमको अगर समझ में आ गया तो then we can be easy on the path of this self realization. Okay, this much only for today. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much. Thank Kusum tai hamesha na, she is the Tattvavetta, na, she is giving discourses on Bhagavad Gita. She is herself is very knowledgeable. So look at that, how beautifully she will summarize in couple of 2-3 Sanskrit shlokas and provide a summary of that. We are really grateful to Kusum tai for that. Kusum tai, आप जरूर definitely आप रोज आया कीजिए. You share your knowledge. You are sitting on that knowledge. No, you are knowledge. So please bless us now. Come and share your knowledge every single day. Veena ji also amazing insight that you have. Usha ji also shared, very nice. Here on a chat there is this. Rama ji यहाँ पे कहती है, from the conversation of Pranada and Surughu, I come to know, probably her son Prabuddha is there. I come to know about the Gyan Samadhi. When we become same state in a meditative state or the action state. Am I right? Yes, the idea is that usually people are very good. They are excellent in forming the concepts. No, because they will think, oh, samadhi is the only thing that can happen only in sitting posture and in that. That is the idea, concept people form in mind. Here now is breaking all such concept. That, and it's not that today we have, Gurudev have explained this a number of times in multiple scriptures. We have seen it happening in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Ashtavakra Gita. No, there he has spoke about it. But this knowledge samadhi, this Yog Vaashishtha, establishing oneself in that state, that knowledge always, without having an iota of Gyani. There is not iota of Abhiman nahi hai wahan pe, ahankar nahi hai about the knowledge. Look at me, my collar tight, I am the Gyani. No, that is not there. That humbleness. Look at this, they are friends, but still he's addressing, he's doing the puja, he's offering the puja, he's calling Mahatman, he's calling Bhagwan to his own friend. Look at that politeness, look at that. So that is the expression that comes once you realize there's no ahankara here. And even the question that was asked by Parigh to him was not with an iota to prove himself, no politics, no, it was just to see whether he is my friend who is very near and dear to me. Is he lacking somewhere? Does he need my help? Can I go and add a contribution to his life? With that notion, with that space of love and compassion that was given. It's not to cross question and prove himself, right? No, it wasn't like that. So that is very important. That will dawn when we are establishing this. Oh, very beautiful. और किसी को अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है? संगीता जी, skipping quite. संगीता जी, would you like to express yourself, please?
Thank you, Sobeshwarji. It was really wonderful today with all the pearls of wisdom from Gurudev, from Binaji. That was amazing. Icing on the cake. And of course, from Kusumji and Ushaji. Awesome, amazing. So it is all, like really you can take the takeaway so much today, and to be in that state of mind, not only the takeaway, but to be in that state of mind is so good. We have been seeing all that, and being a Navratri today, it is that Devi Mata today who's giving you the fruits. That is what Gurudev said. Today is the, like, whatever you have done, whatever karmas, what good karmas, everything, it is all going to get all the fruits of that. And of course, even Gurudev's meditation was so beautiful today, that just be a witness. That was amazing. A river is flowing of all the events which are going through. You have to just see them, but somebody holding you. That was the best part. You don't drive away anywhere. Somebody is there to hold you. Means he himself was there with us, no? Isn't it? And we keep on seeing the events being a witness. Again, with all that, for the story which we heard also was the same. Surughu is reflecting, and of course, with the self-inquiry, he's just going on. He's seeing all, his people are being punished, and how they are suffering. And then he also gets that, come on now, I don't want to go into all that. And then Rishi Mandavya comes, and he says all this mental weakness is again by the self-effort of the based on the wisdom which arises in your mind, is firmly rooted in self-knowledge. Even that was wonderful, attaining that state of tranquility after all this, realizing his true nature. So he has, compassion. That is what you just said now. So it goes into the compassion, and that little mind which is seeking that little pleasure and power, it just comes out of all that. It abandons everything when the vision of the Supreme is gained. So that was very beautiful. And of course, going ahead, if we see the story also, that inquiry which he's going on, ki I am not this, nor I am this, that neti, he goes on, and then he comes into his own self, where there is no discrimination, nor there is an ego sense, but what remains is sentient. So that is what it is. That was also very beautiful. And then it is the grace that flows in it, and it is the power, with everything, that everything in the whole universe dances to its tune. So he understands, he feels, he experiences that power, in that inquiry. And then he lives with an equal vision, with the inner calmness, peaceful in both pain and pleasure. That is equanimity. Equanimity. That is what it is. And then the knowledge of the truth, just like as we just heard it, the fire burns up all the hopes and desires, as they are burning the dry blade of grass. That was also very beautiful. And then what remains, not simply silent, but then he knows the state in which there is an eternal satisfaction, clear perception of what is egolessness. He comes to know all that, and the pairs of the opposites also. Like a pendulum going from here to there. Freedom from all that, freedom from the anxiety, from the wish to acquire or to reject. Nahi mere ko kuch chahiye, nahi mujhe kuch tyag karna hai. So that is what he gets it, I don't need anything, so I don't need to renounce anything. He comes into the equilibrium. That was very beautiful. I like that also. And then slowly he meets this Rishi, even that is okay, going on very well. When he comes to know the Samadhi, that was the main part, that is so nice. Now Parigh says, he says to the king Surughu, that you have attained the total enlightenment. Now you're shining, you're radiant with bliss, with peace, with sweetness, and with purity. And there is no ego sense, desire, or aversion. No desire, no aversion, nothing. Huh? So now Surughu replies, he says, there is nothing worth desiring nor renouncing. मतलब मुझे कुछ इच्छा भी नहीं है पाने की, ना ही कुछ इच्छा है त्याग करने. That is like that. As long as the objects are seen as objects, there is nothing but concepts, percepts, and notions. Again and again, there are the same things come up, those concepts are to be dissolved. When nothing is worth acquiring, it follows that nothing is worth renouncing. So that was very beautiful. And so no good, no evil, no great, no small, nothing opposites, no worthy, no unworthy. All these are based on the notion of desirability. Whatever your desire is, according to that, you can see that, Maybe 1 crore for somebody is very worthy. 1 crore for somebody must be unworthy. Just an example, I'm saying that. So it is according to your desires again. And that was very nice. I like that. And of course, when you see all these objects, you go beyond them. And when there is no desire, there is supreme peace at heart. So with that, being firmly established in this wisdom, and discard the impure notions of ego sense from your heart. See? You merge yourself into that infinite space. Yeah, that infinite energy takes over. That is what it is. And of course, we'll see it. And if you read it also, it's a very beautiful story, all with the self-knowledge, how he gets the bliss. So it's again that, right? So thank you very much. And let us be in that firmly established state of mind. That is, I am, thou art that, thou that art. Thank you. Someshwarji. Kusum Tai says, this is compassion, Kusum Tai.
So thank you so much, Sangeeta ji, for bringing that all the summary together and expressing it now.
Yeah.
Really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Anybody else would like to express themselves?
सोमेश्वर जी एक और पॉइंट मुझे आज मतलब गुरु जी का याद आ रहा है तो मैं शेयर करूंगी.
Please go ahead.
गुरुदेव ने बोला है बहुत सुंदर से कि there are 3 types of people, है ना, 3 तरह के लोग होते हैं. एक जो ईश्वर से आप पूजा करते हो, ईश्वर की पूजा करते हो क्योंकि कुछ पाना है ना, you want something from him. Second type of people are जो कि प्यार करते हैं, वो है ना, उसको ईश्वर के बिना रह नहीं सकते. अब चाहे वो अच्छा समय आए, बुरा समय आए, लेकिन फिर भी उनको करना है ना. These are the. और थर्ड टाइप के वो लोग होते हैं जो ईश्वर में और उसमें अपने में अंतर ही डिसॉल्व कर देते हैं, कि मैं ही ईश्वर हूँ, मैं मेरे अंदर ही वो हाईएस्ट स्टेट होता है जैसे गुरुदेव का होता है ना. तो हमें यही समझ के गुरुदेव ने बोला है कि आपको डिजायर्स करनी है ना, मांगना नहीं है, ईश्वर से मांगना नहीं, बिकॉज ईश्वर जानता है कि आपको कब, कहाँ, कैसे और कितना देना है. ठीक है, तो अगर आप ये बोल देते हो कि ठीक है आपको जो करना है करो, है ना, जस्ट इसी को बोलते हैं सरेंडर, है ना, हम लेट गो. तो अगर जिस मोमेंट ये भाव आ जाता है ना, then you become very calm and composed, and जो भी डिजायर्स है ना करने से पहले ही आपकी पूरी हो जाती, और नहीं भी पूरी हो तो वो डिले हो रही है तो उसका भी कोई रीजन है. इस तरह से आज जो बहुत सुंदर बता रहे थे, और सच में ही गुरु का नॉलेज जो है ना, इट्स सो ब्यूटीफुल कि पहले भी इतना पढ़ते थे हम, इतना गीता पढ़ा, कभी इतना ज्यादा गहराई में नहीं उतरा, अंदर जाके वाव नहीं आया जितना कि गुरु की प्रेजेंस में हम जब सुन रहे हैं और उसको कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं. सो आई एम रियली फ्रॉम बॉटम ऑफ माई हार्ट आई एम सो थैंकफुल टू गुरुदेव एज वेल एज ऑल द ज्ञानी पुरुष जो भी है, कि जो हम लोग ने एक बना के रखा हुआ है I'm really floating in a grace, you know. जब भी मैं सुनती हूँ, जब भी मैं आप लोगों से बात करती हूँ, बहुत अंदर से ग्रेटिट्यूड आता है आप लोगों के लिए। और ये ना जो स्पिरिचुअलिटी है ना, जस्ट ऐसी है कि फिसलन है, मतलब देयर इज लॉट ऑफ ऑयल, यू नो, दैट्स अ पाथ में, lot of oil, lot of things, negative things will pull you down, but the guru is that railing. Hold the railing tightly, है ना, गुरु को पकड़ लो, and then the rest of the things will be, you know, move ahead. So thank you so much.
मुझे तो ऐसे लगता है we are on the escalator, you know, moving up automatically. Just step and it's done. It takes over. Really, I just feel that. You see what you were yesterday, past 5 years, past 10 years, and you see yourself today. See the changes that here. It's automatic. No? Have you done actually anything? I don't think we have done anything. No? You just do one advanced course with Kashi Bhaiya and you see how you become hollow and empty. Isn't it? Isn't it? So it's all being done, taken over by him. You know, that's what it is.
Thank you so much for that final note of expression of a gratitude. This is exactly what we start the session with. We pray.
Yes.
We are working on this model, work in progress model, whatever levels of taken care and inspired by you alone. आप ही से प्रेरित हो, इस जीवन में मुक्त हो गए ऑलरेडी, तो क्यों जीवन आपके लौट के आना भी पड़े तो भी क्या हुआ, आपकी प्रेरणा से ही अगर प्रेरित हो जाए, आपके ही विजन के साथ अलाइन हो जाए, तो फिर क्या है? Who cares about enlightenment? Who cares about mukti moksha? And that self inquiry is anyway, it's there, it's continuing. कुसुम ताई कुछ कहना चाहती है? हाँ कुसुम ताई बोलिए।
थोड़ा सा ये वैदिक मंत्र फॉर मेधा, goodness of Medha.
Go ahead, please.
मेधा देवी जुषमाणान् आगात् विश्वाचि भद्रा सुमनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदथे सुविरा त्वया जुष्ट ऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्री कृतत्वया त्वया जुष्ट क्षेत्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्म द्रविणो न मेधे मेधाम् इन्द्रो दधातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनाउ भावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवी मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्विषुतागं स्वाहा आमां मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वति पयसा पिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतिका जुषन्तां मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि इन्द्र इन्द्रियं ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो प्राजो ददातु हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। धन्यवाद। जय गुरुदेव। बिकॉज ऑफ देवी का ये चल रहा है ना, सो
थैंक यू सो मच कुसुम ताई, रियली अमेजिंग। आपकी वाणी भी सुंदर है, मेलोडियस है, and the kind of knowledge that comes out of that Vani is also really beautiful. Really feeling grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kusumtai. You have a silvery voice, I can tell you that. Really, when you sing, it's so beautiful, so melodious, you know. And exactly, you can connect yourself to that. So I was so connected with you at that time. Immediately with all the Devi Devtas, you know, the way you said it, it was so connected. Thank you. Thank you very much for those chants. Really, very soulful.
Very beautiful. और किसी को कुछ एक्सप्रेस करना है, कुछ बोलना है, तो क्या म्यूट योरसेल्फ एंड एक्सप्रेस। इफ नॉट देन आज के इस सत्र को हम लोग यहीं पे रोक लेंगे। Okay, with that note, let this 9 Navratris days, Navratris, a celebration, bring that joy, peace, happiness, that ultimate pleasure, no, the Atma Gyan, self-realization, whatever you are seeking, let that be fulfilled. Today is the day of Siddha Datri. Let all the Siddhis, no, that dawn in you with that love, with that blessing, let us take a pause today's session so that we can meet tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our celebration day. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating a lot of events. We'll be performing on 100th Guru Puja tomorrow. So we'll plan it and we'll notify you. Do join around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. That will be the time so that we can celebrate our Vijayadashmi, that Share day tomorrow. With that note, let's take a pause here. Jai Gurudev.